व्हाट्स अप गाइज, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल। आज तक हमने जितने भी फूड ब्लॉग्स किए हैं उनमें ज़्यादातर से स्ट्रीट फूड या फिर मल्टी क्यूजीन रेस्टोरेंट्स कवर किए हैं एंड वी हैव नेवर एक्चुअली फोकस्ड ऑन अ सिंगल कंट्रीज cuisine unless and until we visit that country. So recently I got this idea that we should start a series where we focus on one country's cuisine for a vlog. So yeah, that's what today's video is about. It's the first video of the series, and in today's video we are going to have some Sri Lankan food. So it randomly name of Sri Lanka popped in my mind. It is a country जिसका cuisine ज़्यादा मैंने explore नहीं किया है. We have had many other foods like Chinese, Italian, Mexican, लेकिन particularly this country's food I just have a vague idea about it, that the food over there is a bit similar to south of India. Also it's a coastal region, and I have watched a couple of shows on TV based on Sri Lankan food. One of them is My Sri Lanka with Peter Kuruvita. So all these things have really generated a curiosity in my mind of what exactly Sri Lankan cuisine is. So in today's video we are going to visit a restaurant named Hoppam. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video.
So to have some authentic Sri Lankan cuisine, we went to the Khar region in Mumbai, which is an upscale suburb, and it has a lot of restaurants that serve international cuisines, and one of them is this place called Hoppam, which serves authentic Sri Lankan food. It's a lovely quaint little place which can accommodate up to 25 people at once, but the interiors are very thoughtfully designed. The ceiling is beautifully adorned with some paintings of animals, birds, and banana trees. And the walls are decorated with some masks that truly represent the Sri Lankan culture. Overall, it's a cozy and well-lit ambience. So now let's talk about the food. So from their limited but dedicated Sri Lankan menu, we ordered 2 appetizers, prawn tempura dua and Lankan stewed chili chicken. And along with these 2 dishes, they also served some medium spicy and sweet chutneys, which were purely Sri Lankan. The prawn tempura dua looked very similar to prawn kori vada, and it was served with 2 dips and a slice of lemon. This dish was priced at Rs 450. The plumpy and juicy prawns were covered with a flavored batter, and then they were crispy fried. One of the dips was called lunu, which is a date chutney which is both sweet and tangy. And another one was a sour and refreshing mint chutney which was also called minchi sambol. The prawns were cooked perfectly and they were juicy and succulent. The covering was delightfully crispy and it was going really well with the chutneys. Overall, a nice beginning to our meal. Now let's talk about the Lankan stewed chili chicken, which was for 300 rupees. Overall, this dish looked very unique and attractive. So there were big chilies that were stuffed with some minced and flavored chicken, and they were topped with some rich and creamy Sri Lankan curry, and then garnished with some spring onions and powdered spices. So just like Indians, even Sri Lankans have their food with their hands. So you are actually supposed to hold the stem of the chili and then take a bite. Overall, texture wise, the dish was very soft and creamy. The chilies were stuffed with a generous amount of minced chicken. And what actually enhanced the flavor of this dish was the creamy gravy or curry that was served on top of it. The subtle flavors of the coconut gravy were going really well with chili and chicken. Next up, from their main course section, we ordered a prawn curry along with hopper. So this curry was called prawn moili and it was for 350 rupees. And along with the prawn curry, we ordered an authentic Sri Lankan bread called hopper. The hopper is one of the staples in Sri Lanka and you will find it everywhere in the country. We also got a sneak peek into their kitchen and got to see how the hopper was made. So as you can see, the hopper looks very similar to an appam which we get in South India. And as Sri Lanka used to be a part of India in the past, we can see many similarities in the Sri Lankan and South Indian cuisine. So let me tell you an interesting story about the name of this restaurant. The name Hoppam is actually a mixture of both hopper and appam. After removing the hopper from the pan, they drizzle and sprinkle some powder over it, just like we have podi in South Indian dishes. So this place actually serves a variety of hoppers, and for this particular gravy we decided to have the spinach hopper, which was for 90 rupees. So it was time to taste the spinach hopper with the prawn moili. So the Sri Lankan way of having these two dishes is actually pouring the curry in the center of the hopper and then breaking a piece of the hopper and enjoying it with the curry. Overall, the prawn moili curry looked very vibrant and orange, and the consistency of the curry was very smooth and velvety. The crispy and porous hopper was tasting delicious with the prawn curry. The hopper tastes quite similar to the appam, but comparatively it's more crispy. Overall, the prawn curry had beautiful flavors of coconut and chili. The prawns in the curries were cooked perfectly. The spinach hopper had a very subtle taste of spinach, but from all the hoppers, we would definitely recommend you try this one as it was the most flavorful and crispy. Overall, we loved this bread and curry combination. It was mildly spicy and quite similar to Thai curry if you remove the lemongrass from it. Next up, we ordered one of the popular Sri Lankan street foods, which is called kottu, and this is the Ceylon chicken kottu, which was for 250 rupees. And since we loved the previous hopper, we ordered another one, which was the chili cheese hopper. So basically it was a plain hopper that was topped with some eggs, cheese and garnished with some chilies and spiced powder. The street food dish kottu actually consists of mashed pieces of parathas or flatbreads that are mixed with some proteins like vegetables or chicken and sauteed in a flavorful sauce and garnished with some spring onions. So we had ordered the Ceylon chicken kottu. The chicken pieces in the dish were cooked perfectly, but for us the quantity of chicken was too much and we actually couldn't finish the dish, so we took it for parcel. Flavor wise, the dish was sweet, tangy and spicy, and there were small and easy to bite pieces of chicken and the paratha. And they also have other varieties of kottu, so you can try them as well. Overall, it's about personal preferences, and if you love the extreme flavors of chicken, you will love this dish. The quantity of this dish was very generous. In the veg, you can have the mushroom kottu. Next up, we had the chili cheese hopper. Flavor wise, this had a very comforting taste of cheese and eggs, but since the major portion of the hopper was covered with the toppings, it was slightly less crispy as compared to the classic hopper or the spinach hopper. But even the soft and tender texture of the hopper tastes good, and if you're a cheese lover, you will definitely like this one. You will enjoy these hoppers with any kind of chutneys or curries. Next up, it was time to have something from the dessert section, and we ordered the pani pol, which was for 150 rupees. Now looks wise, as you can see, this dish looks very similar to the tres leches or the popular milk cake. It looked very inviting and comforting. Pani pol is actually a dessert in Sri Lanka where there are rolls that are stuffed with sweet coconut and jaggery fillings. So this dish was actually a pani pol cake which was dipped in creamy coconut syrup. This beautiful cake was stuffed with finely ground coconut with some jaggery. For some texture, they had also added some nuts and raisins. Overall, the cake was so delicious. The filling inside the cake is quite similar to the modak filling. The warm and comforting cake tastes really good with the creamy and cold coconut milk. Overall, the experience of having this cake is quite similar to having the tres leches. The only difference is this cake is quite dense as compared to the lighter tres leches cake. Next up, we took one of the drinks which was called Alam Neer, and this was for 150 rupees. This drink is a beautiful blend of ginger and jaggery, and it's really good for digestion.
So guys, that was it about today's video. We hope you loved it, and we really loved Sri Lankan food, and we'll definitely try more of it. And also let us know in the comments which country's cuisine would you like us to try to have. So yeah, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.